Good afternoon, hello, welcome to Pub Football. Miles and Jimmy here. We're sorry we haven't done a video for a couple of days, work's got in the way. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to look back on the last 2 days' results. We'll just go through the key games and the key score lines and the key moments. And then we'll do another video later on that'll go out Saturday at some point to preview and give our score predictions on Saturday's games. So looking back over the last couple of days, there's been a fair few games of football. Man City beating Newcastle 5-0, Sheffield United 1, Wolves 0, West Ham losing at home to Burnley and Brighton losing at home to Liverpool. That was all on Thursday. The game that I want to talk about in this group of fixtures is actually West Ham Burnley first, because this is a loss for West Ham that should have been avoided.
Yeah, I agree, mate. It's one of those games you'd earmark as you need to win that game. It's at home against a team who aren't great, who are injury plagued, and they didn't. And to be fair, they're lucky they've got enough points to probably keep them in the Premier League at the moment. Because by the sounds of it, it's a poor result.
4 points is going to be enough on Bournemouth?
I think so. I just feel like Bournemouth aren't going to pick up any points, to be honest. They obviously did quite well against Spurs, which I will come on to. But yeah, I think it's enough. I think one more win and they're safe.
I don't think we need to talk about Man City, Newcastle or Brighton, Liverpool particularly.
I would like to say it was the David Silva show for Man City. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Maybe he should stay another year. You sort of want his last game to be in front of the fans, not in an empty stadium. But I do want to talk about Sheffield United Wolves, because Wolves and Sheffield United are both challenging for Europe. Wolves were challenging Man United for fifth spot, which would have been a Champions League place. 6 points I don't think is going to be achievable now, because Man United are playing that well, and I can imagine Leicester hanging on as well. But for Sheffield United now, a point behind Wolves in sixth. Both of these teams look odds on for Europe. Arsenal down from Sheffield United a point in eighth, and Tottenham 2 points back in ninth. But they're consistent, and it's a great win for Sheffield United. And if anything, Nuno should be disappointed that they've lost away. Have they lost at home or away from home? I need to remember where the game was. It's just gone. They've lost away from home.
Yeah,
at Bramall Lane, against a team that, even though they're doing so well this season, if Wolves want to be where they're trying to get to in the Champions League places, they continue to win.
Yeah, big time. It's two losses on the trot now for Wolves, isn't it? It's a little bit of a blip when you really need to kind of pick up the results and keep the momentum going. But yeah, great result for Sheffield United. They've been pretty poor since kind of coming back, but that gets them back on track. It's going to be interesting to see who can pick up enough points to kind of get themselves into Europe. I think Arsenal might do, to be fair. We're on a bit of a roll.
No, I don't disagree with you, to be honest. Arsenal have started to look quite sharp. On to last night's games. So Thursday, Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0, Everton 1, Southampton 1, and Aston Villa losing 3-0 at Villa Park to Man United. Right, let's talk about Bournemouth Spurs, because we both it was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a Tottenham team. Now, we can talk about the VAR decision on Harry Kane, and we're going to talk a little bit more about VAR in a second. That's not my biggest concern coming out of this. Yeah, the VAR decision was rubbish, but Tottenham was so bad. It is just awful. And if Tottenham continue to play like that going into next season, they can kiss the top four goodbye. They can kiss the Europa League goodbye. They can kiss the top half of the table goodbye. And a performance like that, it's lower mid-table. It's around 15th, 16th in a relegation scrap. It was that bad. No shots on target against a team who've been completely hopeless since the restart.
Yeah, if you take away Norwich and probably Aston Villa, it's probably the two worst form sides in the Premier League at the moment. And it was so kind of tentative, and I think both teams are probably happy with a draw, to be honest, because Bournemouth are delighted, absolutely delighted. Bournemouth, I can imagine. That's a good result.
Bournemouth had better chances. Bournemouth played better football. I wouldn't be delighted. Harry Wilson should have scored at the end. It should have been a goal. They needed points. Tottenham
unlucky handball.
Couldn't retain the ball. They looked like championship players out there. It was, honestly, watching it was just the worst. Hugo Lloris had a good game. Serge Aurier is absolutely pathetic. He can't cross a ball. And the problem is Tottenham's only attacking intent seems to be free up space for Aurier on the right, give him the ball to cross it in. He can't cross. You know who would have been great in this situation? Kieran Trippier. But unfortunately, we got rid of him at the end of last season. We had Kieran Trippier now. We might actually score some bloody goals. The rest of the team are appalling. Harry Winks had a bad game, didn't look good. Sissoko, I think he's looked good since Tottenham have got worse because he's not that good on the ball. He can't retain possession. He's just a destroyer in the midfield. Lo Celso had an off day. Son Heung-min, I don't know what happened while he was out in South Korea doing his military service. He got some PTSD or something because he's looked completely uninterested since he's come back. Harry Kane's got no service whatsoever, so he's dropping too deep and getting in the way because he's trying to get the ball. Eric Lamela runs with the ball until he's tackled. You think, pass it, shoot, do something, but he just keeps running till he's tackled. Lucas Moura is a Premier League winger who has played for Brazil, and he left the ball behind while he was dribbling into the box at one point. And Ndombele was our best player on the day. It was just, Ben Davies is rubbish. Vertonghen's legs have gone. Alderweireld's lost a step. It's crap. It's really bad.
Yeah, I think go back to the first point. When your goalkeeper is the man of the match, that's not a good sign of a good performance, to be honest. And as you say, there's just so much disharmony with Spurs. They don't look like scoring goals. They can't defend properly. There's no real kind of, I don't know, there's just no form of play. There's just no idea what you're going to do. And it's just a load of rubbish at the moment. And if I was a Spurs fan like yourself, I would be very, very concerned that there's just no style. There's nothing to it. Exactly. And you, as you say, you look really poor, really poor. And if I was Harry Kane, I'd be literally speaking to my agent right now going, where else can we go in the summer? Because I don't want to stay here anymore.
The thing is, we need a right back who can deliver a cross. We don't even need a right back who can defend. That's not really the role in the team. Is there a winger with a good delivery? Just stick him in there. I would have Troy Parrott on the bench, having seen Mason Greenwood at Man United, and I'd chuck him in and to be there to come on with 10 minutes to go. If there's nothing's happening, you just play him up there with Kane because Kane's dropping.
I would try and get Ryan Fraser on a free and make him in a right back, but an attacking right back and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I would do, but I don't know what we're going to do. It's a shambles, and Mourinho can say he said we played well enough to win the game. No, we didn't. Tanguy Ndombele was the only good player, and even he was giving the ball away. It wasn't like he was like a world beater, but for me he has to start against Arsenal because at least he can retain possession and he does something with the ball. I play Mr. Winks with Lo Celso in front, but we'll see what happens. VAR. Let's talk about VAR quickly because in all three games there was a controversial VAR decision. Harry Kane was clearly pushed against Bournemouth in the back. It was Stonewall penalty. James Ward-Prowse missed the penalty after going over, seeming to jump into the defender. Didn't look like much of a penalty was given. And then Bruno Fernandes tried to do a Zidane turn and Maradona. He seemed to stamp into Engels. Was it Engels at the back?
It was, I think it was
Konsa, yeah. And they gave the penalty. Now, the biggest indictment of these decisions and the biggest indictment of VAR's use in the Premier League is that the Premier League have come out this morning and say that each of these decisions was wrong. That's the point of VAR.
Yeah, it's not great, is it, to be honest? So
the referee in the box is too scared. How many times? Why have we gone against what Europe has said, which is saying you referee go over to the monitor? They're worried about it taking too long. How can you go against what's working in the Champions League?
Yeah, agreed. There's just too many kind of mistakes and there's no real kind of... It just feels like there's no consistency with decisions. As you say, Harry Kane's was Stonewall, and I saw the Fernandes one last night and he literally stamped on the defender and fell over. It's not a penalty in a million years. And everyone said, it's clever play from Fernandes. No, it's not. It's just, he fouled the defender. Why is it not a free kick the other way?
Joke. Absolute joke.
Yeah.
Why they're not doing it like in rugby, where the referee is in charge of proceedings when they're doing the review. Get them over for every single review that is happening where a decision's going to be made, not just a check. That means you need to look at this. That's what the VAR ref should be. We're checking this, come over to the screen. That should happen.
Yeah.
The ref should be in complete control of the situation because one, it'll go quicker. I think they won't use the lines and stuff as much for the stupid offsides. And two, we'll see the right decision being made because they'll be self-critical and go, I think I've got that one wrong there. I'm sick of it, and I think that we'll do a whole episode on VAR at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's just consistency, isn't it? It's one rule for one game, another for another. It's not great at the moment, and it's very frustrating.
Quick shout out to Mason Greenwood, the best teenager since Rooney, maybe.
Yeah, he's got pace, he's got goals, he looks fantastic at the moment. He is the real deal, isn't he? He's a better version of Jesse Lingard.
No, he's not. He's not a version of Jesse Lingard. He can use both feet. He's a finisher. He's almost a complete centre forward already. So he's only going to get better. I'm looking forward to it. As long as, and he looks like he's got a good attitude, as long as he can stay in that headspace.
Yeah, definitely. And Man United look great, which is very ominous for next year.
Yeah, I think that they might be right up there. That was Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. We'll be back with a score prediction video tomorrow. Make sure you keep your eyes out for that. But for now, cheers.